So they'll be calling you a radical, really historic video. Good shot, Kev. So, this is important. The Army Corps of Engineers are lying on salmon numbers on the Columbia River, and I can prove it. I just got off the phone with Tim. He's a shady cove. He's getting videos with lifelongers there. I talked to the other Tim on the Fraser. He says historic collapse lows. Alaska, all collapse lows. I've talked to multiple people on the Oregon coast. It's collapsed. It's a catastrophe. It's a nightmare. Yet all of a sudden these numbers have magically jumped up fucking to 10-year means on the Columbia. They're fucking lying. Why is it emergency closed? Because the Army Corps of Engineers has control. I mean, they classified Kevin Blanche. I mean, it's the fucking smokescreen. The science fiction economics is going in earnest. Trump has fucking lost his fucking mind. So, this is such a perfect place for videos because the F-35s fly over it. The nuclear industry build it. Cultural lures played here. There's so much NBA. I mean, what a perfect one. I was born and raised right here on the city. So, the way to the world. Let's talk about the science fiction economics, which I've been on that for years. I've been on it for years, haven't I? I mean, of course, I'm always on this first. The intuitive mind. So, ocean collapses, unemployment rate from hell, pandemic, fucking debt reeling out of fucking control. You name it, every issue, stock market makes all. This is European history playing out. That's exactly what happened in fucking Europe. Exactly what happened in Europe, 1890, 1980. Egon Schiller on chemo on Balco. This is the time of year I'm in Vienna. I go to Vienna this time of year because the IEA is September. That's when they meet. I have the Blanche box that looks just like this. You know what kind of fight that was to get the Blanche box? Freedom Eisenblau. Who could do that? The grassroots activists come. By the way, I get no public assistance, 0.0. I don't have any retirement. And think about it. You play back the tape. All in when the market was collapsing, everybody was selling 2000. Play back the tape. All in Apple. All in freaking Tesla. All in. All in. Well, why aren't you a gazillionaire? I had fucking, in 2011, I had nearly $1 million all in the stock market. That would be worth $20 million today, right? Easily. More than that. Something happened on the way to that place. I got leukemia. I got cancer. Out of nowhere on 11/11/11, I go into the bone marrow. I did all the dirty work for this fuckhead university. Taught there, graduated, #1 school business in the country. Did all that dirty work for all them. They could have paid for my fucking treatment. They didn't. I was uninsured. Had to fork it over to even get in. My bill, $1.8 million. Mike Lee kicks me off Medicaid. No public assistance. Now think about this. In critical condition, AML, de novo, Trump's kin. How about the Roundup settlement? Did you love that one? Trump hires, what's his name? The guy who settled the fucking 9/11 BP. That's it. But they just keep playing the game, and they kick the can. Trump's kin. By the way, this is important. This is historic. I love it how Orwell on Balco fucking indoctrinated Dogma Burger. I could prove it. Alex Jones, the far-righters. So Bush betrayed the Republican Party. Bush dumb. Obama dumber betrayed the Democratic Party. And now Trump has betrayed the so-called alt. Which there's more establishment than any of them. Dumbest. Which was filmed again in Ogden. Bush dumb, Obama dumber. Sequel fucking Trump dumbest. So the Treasury is going in and buying stocks in droves. So Fukushima, and rightfully so. Alex Jones all over it. Jeff Rent's all over it. I remember there's two different separate instances. It's on video out there. People mutually exclusive calling into Alex Jones. Well, Kevin Blanche is the most famous anti-nuclear activist. He's the Fukushima guy. Why won't you have him on a show? Two different times. Mutual. People that don't even know each other. Well, Kevin Blanche is the activist. Alex Jones in the trial on the Sandy Hook fucking freak show. Oh, I'm a performance artist. If he's a performance artist, what the fuck am I? I'm an activist. I'm the real thing. Great real artists are the real thing. Picasso, he stood up to Franco. Salvador Dali, when he fled to the U.S. Well, have you pledged allegiance to the Communist Party like your other artists, activists, the real one, Picasso, and others have? Are you a communist? I certainly am. Not? So, I certainly am. Not so they're all over Fukushima. They're all over Fukushima, rightfully so. And, you know, selling their Patriot freaking Utah, freaking get your 2-year fucking cans of soup here. And who's selling you the cans of soup? Fucking who's selling you the fucking bullets? The house the nuclear cartel built. Science fiction economics. Then their Lord and Savior. I'm part of the peace vigil in front of the White House. You think about the body of work. And think about it. I was just thinking about this. Here's the fake activist, Black Lives Matters, which I probably invented. Well, I think it's unarguable I invented. So you have these elite, multi-millionaires, if not billionaires. It's become a cocktail party cliche. Oh, yes. I mean, it's always been that way. You get the very rich elites, that the false equivalency activists. Remember when the czars in Russia were, their women was hanging around with Rasputin? It's imperialism. Fucking me, but there's a Trump card. Trump? It's called death. One of the great creeps of all time owns the Trailblazers. How come none of you NBA players are talking about this? By the way, I love it. Donovan Mitchell, who's from Indian Point, New York, you know who I know, don't feed the lion. I know him. I've had conversation with him about race in New York, face to face. I watched him play in high school. He's in the academy. You know, he was in the boarding school. I watched the academy play when they came down. You know, and so, go ask him. Had conversations with him. He's the fucking Lord and Savior of the Jazz. I mean, so we're worshiping these guys, especially here in Utah, who have nothing to do with you. It's kind of like the stock market. Stock market goes up. Stock market, none of the guys, you know, Facebook, Amazon, Operation Paperclip's kids, Los Alamos. They're all Los Alamos, fucking Fermes, baby. Fucking look up Bezos. You know, Epstein Island's at Los Alamos. I mean, hello, it's control. It's the same clan. It's the same thing that happened in Europe. They don't employ anyone in the United States. They don't pay any taxes in the United States. And they surely don't even live here. It's like kind of, we love the jet. They, you know, royalty. We worship this royalty. Okay. Yeah, I love the jet. These players have no ties whatsoever to this fucking. Well, Lillard does, but he doesn't play for Utah. You have players, they don't live in Utah. They don't know anything about fucking Utah, but we're worshiping them. Fuck. You know, I said this yesterday. The Jazz, in the last 20 years, overpaid, overpriced, overrated. Fuck, they're horrible. One and done every fucking year. Quinn Snyder's a god. You know, we give the billionaire fucking contract to Donovan. Say her name. They have no clue what's going on in Utah. Zero, but yay, they're Utah. You know, the NBA used to have a fucking regional draft. So back to the fucking stock market makes all-time highs. I mean, I've been saying it for years, science fiction economics. Fuck, the Fed's just buying stocks like crazy. And by the way, it's all computerized now. I was a trader. I was on Wall Street. I was a derivative arbitrator. I worked on the New York City fucking floor. I worked there. I watched it be gutted. It's a group of computers. They can make it look like anything they want. Anytime that you think these stocks are really trading at 29,000, I can tell you they're not. It's not fuck. It's all a fuck. But you know, as I rode the market all the way up, I got cancer. It's the Trump card. I mean, it's pretty amazing to me, the science fiction of it. So the Army Corps Engineers lying. I'm talking to every fishery up and down. Tim's getting videos today. I mean, I got boots on the ground. I do the fucking work. And I rely on public's assistance. And you think about it. I was just thinking about this today. Here's guys like Donovan Mitchell, Liber making... What have they ever won in their life? What is any of... They've never won one single thing in their fucking life. And, you know, they're... Here, Utahns are going to fucking... But they won't fucking... You know, I'm so old school. Utah, you don't even fucking know. I'm the activist that wins. Block fucking so much of the waste from coming here. Block the fucking reactors from here. Expose the fucking fraud. The activists that fucking win. Shut down Salmon free. You think about the accomplishments I've made. And I'm so fucking poor, I fucking barely fucking, you know. You don't even know poverty. You know, there's where all your money's going. Those are the F-35s they say. Yay. Go military industrialist complex. As I said, I don't believe in violence. Peace, love, and anti-Trumpism. Oh, yeah. And I do too. Think about that. They don't do anything. Nothing. They're still getting their checks. Academia, blah, blah, it's a fraud. And I taught at the #1 school business in the fucking country via the test. Beat Wharton, and I didn't lie to get into my fucking college exams. I took my own tests. Fucking Trump. We used to sister school, go out of school of business, and Wharton. We'd go back there, they'd come back here, and I did it. Fuck me. They could have paid. Well, it's the University of the Nuclear Industry bill, and I took them on. I think they're gonna fucking do anything. I mean, by the way, here the most famous activists in the world's done all their work on their campus. They were gonna bring in Rita Fukushima to speak at fucking women's. Think about the famous women from here. Sarah, the women's right vote, K-19. How about Fama K. Brody? They won't mention her name. Youngest female professor in the history of the fucking country, right here where we're staying. Fucking first female fucking dean of history in the history of the United States. Greatest artist, maybe. Well, no doubt the greatest historian, fucking writer in the history of the United States, Fama K. Brody. Don't you think? But they're going to bring in Rita Fukushima. They sent me an email because I got into it with Sarah at the library, me and her, and I says, you fuckers ought to be locked up. You're supposed to be open. Here we come, right overhead. She sends me a link to different fucking shows they're going to have. One of them's an anti-law activist. Job. Right there, there's where all your money's going. Let's keep it going. Here they go. Whole fucking earth shakes at night now during the day because they're blowing up shit right out here. You're trading your health for some fuckhead Operation Paperclips, the Bavarian fucking that came here, Los Alamos, Epstein Island, Bezos, fuck Bill Eugenics, fucking Gates, fucking Elon Musk, all of them. You traded in your health for political dogma for their will. Stay tuned.